Expo Day 2, and joined by, I'd like to say special guest, but co-host of the We Are Soccer show, Danny Price.
Oh, special guest, am I?
It's always special when
It's always
you show
special.
up.
It is always special when I show up.
Yeah. All right, so we're doing the North American Soccer Expo. As you guys can see, we're not in our studio. We're not in the basement, or what did you call my basement?
Satan's basement.
Satan's basement.
It's because it's got all the Villa stuff down there.
Oh, that makes sense. I was
Definitely
like, wait a minute.
Satan's basement.
All right, we are again live from the North American Soccer Expo. We are experiencing some of the classes, some of the demonstrations. That's really cool. We've met a lot of cool people, a lot of fun things. We're going to have people on live later today. But Danny, we want to talk World Soccer, EPL. Specifically, your club has been making some moves, and it looks like, unfortunately, they may miss out on what looks to be one of their main targets.
Yeah,
Tell us, Sesko.
Just woke up to the news this morning that Newcastle have, breaking news through David Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano, but Newcastle have tabled a £65 million plus £4.4 million in add-ons for Benjamin Sesko to RB Leipzig. So Newcastle laying their intention down early on.
They've got to see the writing on the wall. I guess the tea leaves, as you would say. Isak has said he wants out of Newcastle, so he's going to be heading where it looks to be Liverpool, by the way, who made a £120 million bid for him, turned down by Newcastle.
Yeah, it's interesting that news kind of came on the back of Callum Wilson. Just agreed a deal to go to West Ham this morning.
Did he?
Yeah,
I didn't hear that
years
one.
Old. So I think it was a free. I think they sent him out for free.
I say I knew he was leaving, but so he's definitely gone. They need a striker. Sesko is probably the player they're going after since Isak's going to be leaving again.
But is Isak leaving? That's the thing. Is that obviously Newcastle have rejected the bid, right, from Liverpool? It was 110 million pounds.
I think it was 120, but Liverpool have said they don't plan on tabling another bid.
So see that.
It's interesting.
Especially if Sesko leaves, right? You would think that if he chooses to go to Manchester United, then they're going to try and keep Isak.
So, all right, Danny, I had a conversation yesterday with someone. Sesko has been courted by Manchester United and Newcastle for, let's just say, a week or two, right? The last couple of weeks. Right. He said yes, he's open to going to Manchester United, and it looked like he was favoring Manchester United over Newcastle. Now, obviously, in this upcoming season, Newcastle are playing in Europe. Manchester United are not. Apparently, that doesn't bother him. That doesn't bother Sesko.
No, it doesn't. But if you look at the trend of the signings at Manchester United this summer with Mbemo and Cunha, the two highly effective players in the Premier League and proven Premier League players with offers from Tottenham and Chelsea and Arsenal for those two players. They both chose the Manchester United project for some reason. We don't know what that project is. We don't know what was said behind closed doors.
Yep.
So obviously, Sesko's enamored by the situation as well. But the interesting thing for me is do Manchester United now match the bid? And if they don't match the bid, does the player rebuttal or rebuke and say, look, it doesn't matter. Newcastle can bid 200 million. I'm not going to Newcastle. I only want to go to Manchester United. So, it's going to be an interesting 24, 48 hours here, I think.
I'll be very honest. Because they have tabled a bid, I assume Leipzig will accept it, and then player negotiations will happen, unless Sesko has his heart set on Manchester United, and we've seen this before. We've seen this happen before. But you're right. The next 24, 48 hours are going to be a big turning point in what happens with that deal.
We'll definitely see something today, I would have thought. With United, they'll either signal their intent to say, okay, well, we're going to match the bid, or we're at least going to table a bid ourselves. Because I don't think player terms and personal deal between Sesko and the clubs is going to be an issue. Newcastle and Manchester United are going to pay him what he wants, I would have thought. So, they're definitely in need of a striker.
Here's some interesting news, Brooks, and you and I mentioned this earlier. It's come out today that Heung-min Son of Tottenham is asked to leave the club. He will be leaving Tottenham. The season starts.
Yeah, soon.
In like 2 weeks.
Soon.
2 weeks the season starts, and he's now come out and said he wants to leave. And his place that he wants to go?
LAFC.
LAFC of MLS.
Oh, yeah.
My argument is, Heung-min Son, 32 years old, he's still good enough to play in the Premiership. I would love to have him at Aston Villa. I think a lot of clubs in the Premiership would love to have him, maybe not as a starter, but as a guy who can play 30, 40, 50 minutes. Why? Why move away from the best league in the world? And again, no disrespect to the MLS, but why?
I mean, for me, I think, LA is a very attractive place for a lot of players, whether it's the Galaxy, LAFC. There may be, a Korean, Asian market for branding purposes there. And the league wants an explosive player, and it's not unheard of LA teams to go after high-level caliber players. And, to up the league, I mean, they probably need a few more guys besides Messi and Busquets, the guys at, Miami and whatnot. I mean, Ricky Puig's just coming back for the Galaxy, so that's a good guy. That's, kind of a good face of the league type of guy. Like, they kind of need someone else, a little diversity in different markets and clubs. But
he's a big pickup for them, though, isn't he?
He's a big
huge. Just, it's kind of, and maybe it's a move for the next coach that comes in after Cherundolo. You're kind of setting them up for success and everything, but it's not unheard of for LAFC to make those moves. But listen, I just think he played at Tottenham for so long. He just wanted a different scenery, you know?
It's usually the Galaxy that picks up those type of players. So, Brooks, tell me, because I'm somewhat ignorant when it comes to MLS, but tell me what the difference is between the Galaxy and LAFC in terms of allure.
Yeah, I mean, listen, for the longest time, the Galaxy were the team in LA, and LAFC expands, and, they become the talk of the town now, and, they try, the Ibrahimovic move was huge, and El Trafico, the first, crazy game in El Trafico where Ibrahimovic gets off the plane and scores those crazy goals, and, it was quite the game, and, I think it's a battle right now in that city between the Galaxy and LAFC for winning over the fans, but both teams have always been big spenders. You can say probably, I mean, Galaxy live in MLS 3.0 and LAFC do. LAFC's built some new facilities, but I think a tad of like sexiness right now is still LAFC. And then, the Galaxy they're not, I don't want to say they're playing huge catch up, but like they're still trying to get back there a little bit. So,
All right. Well, the MLS is picking up players left and right. Obviously, Rodrigo's gone. He's at Inter Miami, and he's credited.
He's on a loan. Pablo and I were talking about yesterday. He's on a loan, and what's the question is when the loan's done, does he go back in and
what happens? But he's credited Messi for bringing him there. He said Messi was part of the negotiations, and he was the one who kind of brought me over.
Correct.
We obviously know that Vancouver is bringing in Thomas Mueller. That's
an interesting one because
I love that move.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes, and I'm wondering if that's a family move because Cincinnati and Vancouver seem to be the two it came down to. LAFC was in the mix, and it made sense when Son was in the mix that Mueller wasn't going to be there.
Was that a payday move?
No, I don't think so.
Actually,
I think
he is not.
He was retiring from Bayern, wasn't he?
Yes. So the first year, the contract, he's going to be on target allocation money, which is like your designated player makes a couple $1 million. Apparently, I read that he was supposed to be like less than $1 million the first year. Then they'll make him a designated player the following year, and he'll make like $7 million, $6 million. So he'll be one of the highest paid guys.
Sure.
But I was curious because you play in BC Place, which is a turf field. But Vancouver is also ambitious. They want a new ownership group, but they're ambitious to build a new stadium. So is Thomas Mueller kind of the face of that? I'm sure the head coach there probably had, because he's a foreign guy from Eastern Europe. So I'm sure there was a connection there to bring him in. Axel Schuster does a very good job there too at Vancouver Whitecaps. But it'll be interesting to see how he does there. But that club's rolling, and if they keep that same players around, don't mess things up too much.
Yeah,
that's a tough Western Conference team to play.
Yeah, well, big moves for the MLS. I love it. It makes the game better, as we know. And that's what we're doing here at the North American Soccer Expo, just trying to make the game better, pushing it forward. We got so many people. I mean, Danny, some of the people we know here is incredible, right? All of our friends hanging out. Lexi Lawless is here. Peter Vermees is here. Mo Hijazi is here.
Yeah, he's not dancing, though.
No, he's not.
Not yet. He will be.
It's been good. It's a lot of people around this morning. Session's good on the field. It's nice to see the soccer community come together. And thanks to Paul Tinian for putting this on. It's a fantastic event.
It really is. It's going to grow. If you're not a part of it and you're in the area, get down here. It's only Saturday morning. We're going another 2 days. And if you're not in the area, make sure you schedule this on your calendar for next year because the second one will happen and it's going to be probably even more fun.
Yes,
absolutely.
Danny, anything else you want to chat about before we sign off?
No, we're getting close to Christmas morning, aren't we? It's Christmas morning. It's not December 25th. Christmas morning is the opening day of the Premier League season in less than 2 weeks. So.
We are 2 weeks away. Officially, it opens August 15th, a Friday.
Yes, Liverpool at home.
Liverpool at home. Is it Bournemouth they're playing?
Yes, I think
first
so,
game?
yeah.
We actually, that night, hasn't been 100% confirmed, but I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. We're going to do our third trivia night. Soccer trivia at Dog and Pony Show.
Yes.
It is going to happen
I will be
Friday
there.
night.
I will be
Friday
there.
night.
It's a fun time.
And then, as Danny says, Christmas morning. It's the next morning. Saturday morning is when the real season kicks off. All the teams are playing Saturday morning or Sunday morning. My Villa play at home to Newcastle, actually.
Yeah.
Who do Man United have an opening?
Manchester United play
Arsenal.
Super Sunday Arsenal.
Arsenal. That's the
Yes,
that has to be
Arsenal
the
play the
game
game.
of the
Game
weekend.
of the
right
weekend.
there.
Yours is
Yeah.
quite a game, though. Depending
Yeah.
on who Newcastle keeps and sells.
Yeah.
So it's that weekend in the calendar year where you make sure you've got coffee and creamer in the house. You make sure you've got hash browns, sausages, and everything else, and you just stay home.
Yep.
Beans
You
and
know,
toast.
Beans and toast.
Ooh.
It's from 7 a.m. until 3 o'clock
There
in
you
the
go.
afternoon. Both days it is soccer fun.
Beans on toast. Sprinkle a little cheese on there. Put it in the microwave for a couple of seconds. Let the cheese melt, and then if you're really ambitious, put an egg on there.
Don't-
You actually
don't-
make this when you're at home?
Don't
Yeah,
forget the
yes.
HP sauce.
Oh,
HP sauce is absolutely killer when it comes to breakfast morning.
HP brown sauce. Absolutely. All right, fellas, that's going to do it for now. We're going to be back shortly as we bring on some guests. So stay